All people are
when you obey God's word
that was built by slaves, and I watch my daughters.
There is nobody that respects women more than I do.
There is a lot of crisis, a lot of bad
this.
Hey everybody, I've got an exciting announcement, something that I've been thinking about doing for years, which is a bhakti or a worship or a meditation / singing / dancing, chanting night. I'm finally going to do it. I've been thinking about doing this for years. And then really in me fashion, this week I'm like, let's just do it right now. So I'm going to do it next week. Next Thursday night, July 1st, in Los Angeles. And I want to do it for free. I want to invite as many of you as want to come as possible. You can give a donation if you'd like to help cover some of the costs. But I just want you to come. I just want to sing with you. I want to see you. It's been a long pandemic. LA's open finally. I want to get together. I've got some experimental music that is really easy to sing and chant and kind of just get lost in this hypnotic zone. That right there that you're hearing is one of the songs that I'm working on that we'll be singing. But they'll be singing and there'll be some meditation. We can dance a little bit. It's in this beautiful yoga studio in LA. If you want tickets to reserve your spot, again, it's free. You can get some free tickets. If you do reserve it, please come. Or at least give it to somebody else who will come so that we don't just waste the tickets. But you can go to michaelgungor.com, 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 and you can get your free tickets. Now, I want to just talk to you a little bit more about why I'm doing this and what I think the power of it is. And it's not just something I want to do this one time. I'd love to do it more. I'd love to actually make it a fairly regular thing if it feels good and if it's fun and works out. But I want to talk to you a little bit more about the why behind what's driving me to do this and why I just feel the burning need to even do it so quickly as next week. So let's talk about singing for a second. First of all, did you know that singing is good for you? It really is. It's been shown to relieve stress. It's been shown to stimulate the immune system. It actually can increase your pain threshold as singing causes your body to release endorphins. It can improve your lung function. It can help develop a sense of connection to your body, to other people, to the divine. It can, in people with dementia, it can actually enhance your memory. I don't know how many people are listening to this with dementia, but if that's you, sing a little tune, hum a little tune, write it down so you remember. Is that bad to say? Dementia jokes? Are dementia jokes not cool? Singing, it can also help with grief. It can help people's mental health and mood. And, it's been a pandemic, so some of us could probably use some singing. And there's actually lots of other benefits as well. I'm just pointing out the fact. Singing is good for you. It's healthy. There's a reason that every culture sings together. And we have a lot of people who are sort of ex-Christians that are around the liturgist world, or maybe current Christians, but at least have some sort of angst with church as it is typically done. And a lot of people don't go to church anymore. And one of the things we often hear from people who don't go to church anymore that they miss the most, it's never like, I really miss that 10-minute talk in the middle of the service about why you need to give more money to the church. I've never heard anybody miss that. Most people I don't hear miss like somebody going on and on about what they think about the Bible from a pulpit. But what I do hear people say that they miss, and what I miss as well about church, is singing together. Oh, isn't it great to sing together? But what do we sing? I mean, you can go to concerts, and if you know the band's music well enough, that's great. It's powerful and beautiful to go to a concert and to sing some band's music together. But there's also this element of singing spiritual songs together, singing specifically names of God together. As the great Indian saint Anandamayi Ma said, "Take it from me, repetition of his name makes everything possible." She also said, "All names given to God have the same power. You can reach your destination by taking any name you like. The more intense your sadhana or practice, the quicker you reach him." There's something about the names of God, chanting the names of God, singing the names of God, that mystics through the centuries, through all different kinds of traditions and religions have known has power. Even in the Bible, you see the psalmists talking about the name of God, the salvation that's in the name. Yeshua taught that where your attention is, there your heart will be. And there's something about when we put our attention, it's not just like a magical incantation. It's not merely the sounds of the words. It's putting our attention on a name that we give the ineffable, infinite mystery from which we all are held in this moment. And continuing to put our attention inward, into the mystery, into the depths, rather than even in religious practice. So often in the West, we keep our attention out there, and we put so many words on things. And we're talking about, even when we're singing about God, a lot of times we're thinking about what God did for me, or how I feel about God, or, we're still singing about ourselves. There's something about putting our attention as a meditation and combining that with music and singing and all that powerful technology of just singing, of what that does in the body and the mind, and setting the whole body in orienting it to God, to mystery, to the all. That is powerful. And I think a lot of us that experienced power in church, even though there may have been other things going on and things that we had to detox from later, that maybe diluted some of the beautiful devotional, or bhakti as they call it in Indian traditions, love yoga, union, that the act of love and worship and devotion. Many of you know that experience can be incredibly powerful and transformative. And again, some of that bhakti may have been a little diluted in some of our Christian spaces, but it's powerful enough to make it through even like a bunch of BS. But I've been wondering for years, is there ways that we could sort of experience the juice that so many of us loved in church, that bhakti, that devotion, that worship, without some of that extra topping of BS? You know what I mean? Like, could we have more of the bhakti and a little less of the homophobia, please? Can I just turn the dial, be like, can I get a little bit more of that love of God, and chanting and singing and moving my body within this space where we're all together loving each other and ourselves and God, and maybe a little less shame? How's that sound? Sounds good to me. But how do you do it? There's this devotional practice in Hinduism in India called kirtan. And it's basically worship. It involves singing and chanting. And when I first experienced it, it reminded me a lot of church growing up, actually. And if any of you have experienced kirtan, you know it can be beautiful, especially for those of us being able to sing words that aren't so triggering. But then there's the other side of that, which is that, what are these words exactly? And, not all of us know Sanskrit. And not all of us have taken the time or have the ability to memorize all 40 verses of the Hanuman Chalisa. And so even in kirtan, there's sometimes the text goes on, and there's all of this, even some of the chants, it's like, I'll chant these 16 bars and then you repeat. And you're like, wait, what? What does any of this mean? What's happening? So I was wanting to try kind of a 101 kirtan, or a bhakti yoga / worship night / chanting, singing that is accessible to some of us who might not want to sing all the old Christian words that we came from, and, about the God who's better than other gods, or anything about blood or anything like that. But also who want to start somewhere where we don't have to jump into this like whole other world and culture that we don't know at all. So this night's going to be kind of really basic stuff, like 1 or 2 words chanting a name of God, maybe the word yes for a while, just kind of an affirmation of this moment and what is. And I found that sometimes just chanting as simple as it can be can really help you get into more of a hypnotic kind of trancey zone with it, where you don't have to have your memory working so hard. You don't have to have your meaning making working so hard. And you can just kind of sink into the experience. So that's the plan. We're going to make some music, sing some very simple things, get our bodies involved, be together intentionally. Because I really think when that happens, it's, again, to quote Jesus, Yeshua, when 2 or more are gathered in my name. And that might be triggering for some of you to hear. We're not coming as the imperial army of Christians. When 2 or more people come together for the purpose of union, yoga, for the purpose of connection, of sacrament, of worship, to commune together spiritually, there I am. There is the I amness. There is that spirit that connects and manifests in and as all things, clearly and profoundly experienced. And that's really what I'm hoping for these nights, to experience the divine within each other together, this sort of sangha, this spiritual communing to happen. Because I think it's not only good for me or for you individually. I think that when this happens, it's actually good for the world. I think this brings healing to the world. I think this gives consciousness more real estate in the world. So please join next Thursday, July 1st. And if you don't show up with a ticket that you got in advance, it'll be $15 at the door. But you can get tickets in advance for free if you'd like at michaelgungor.com. Okay, I hope to see you there. It'll be so much fun. All the love. Namaste.